I'm not ready.
Today. Today we will be. How do people do this seriously?
I can't keep doing this forever.
It's been 20 seconds.
Discussing.
Not normal.
I see you seeing bloody. What? We're discussing the Assassin's Blade.
Yeah.
Good evening.
I'm crying for more reasons than one.
Alright, anyway, we're discussing the Assassin's Blade. She has read most of the series. She's up to the very last one, right? Kingdom of Ash. But I am just starting because I was mad that she knew about a whole universe that I didn't know about
FOMO.
yet. Through my research, I saw that you could read it in a bunch of different ways. So the Assassin's Blade is a bunch of novellas. That's a prequel to the whole series. And it can either be read first, it can be read in publication order, which would be third, or fourth, which is the romantic way.
Yes.
Right.
I did no research before I read the books, so I did not read it first because in my head I was like, why do I want to read a prequel about characters I don't care about yet? And in retrospect, I totally wish I would have read it first like she did. And with that being said, there will be no spoilers for any other books, but there will absolutely be, this entire video is going to be a spoiler, so
Yes.
do with that knowledge what you will.
If you don't want to hear spoilers, you can be gone.
Then goodbye, thank you for being here.
We're just going to go over each novella individually and give our thoughts and review. So it starts with the assassin and the pirate lord.
Besides like the end of this, I think that was like my favorite story, and I saw other people say it was like their least favorite, which I don't get because I did read Throne of Glass first, and this is not a spoiler, but Selena talks about Sam in Throne of Glass, so to go back and like see their first meeting, I really enjoyed, and it was cool to see that they were like enemies to lovers situation and not just friends from the start, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
I really like this one.
I liked it. I think I enjoy it more now knowing how much of a catalyst it was for like the complete downhill slope that Serena had
and
to
I
go
knew
through.
that was the
Like
thing
if
to start.
the first
so.
story did not happen, like literally none of the other.
That's actually makes total sense because I read the other books first, so I went back and like knew the scope of like what happens and what goes down. So I like really appreciated that first book and like the beginning of their like relationship. Whereas I guess if you started with it, you had no idea, so it wasn't as impactful.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was like my favorite story, but I did enjoy it. It wasn't my least favorite story.
But pirates are fun.
Pirates are fun. I enjoyed Rolf, and I know I tagged like characters that I thought might be appearing later because I know that they said a lot of characters that show up here will be showing up in the future. So I tagged Rolf, like the main pirate lord. Is that his official title?
I guess.
Because
I don't know.
I don't know. He's like the main villain of the first novella, and he has like a magical map on his hands, and they kind of introduce magic in this first like part, but they say that it's kind of like non-existent anymore. But I'm like, he's coming back, and I know like his map might have some sort of like importance in the future, maybe. It reminds me of like the compass for Jack Sparrow, like leading to the treasure
totally.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's like his version of it.
Yeah.
And the part that killed me in this book was like he was like a creep and kept wanting to see Selena's face because she was like wearing the mask, and he was like, "You probably ugly under there." And then at the end is like a final diversion, like he finally caught on to like their plan to free the slaves and all that. And so she was like trying to escape, and her last ditch effort was to like reveal her face, and she was like, "Yes, I am beautiful." And he was like, "Ah, you have tricked me. What is this trickery?" And I thought that was so funny. I think also like maybe one of the main points for the first one was to show that she has like some morals, like she wanted to free the slaves,
Right.
but they're assassins at the same time, so it's kind of funny. I have to like keep reminding myself that
I
they're
know
assassins.
because like I love Sam, and I'm like he's such a sweet boy.
He is a sweet boy.
But also like he's a murderer.
He's a murderer, but also the part in the first one, I think he was like playing like he was drunk with the pirate lord. I thought that was funny because it was like he was hanging out with Rolf, I guess, trying to get info or whatever, and Selena was like cackling in the corner, like dying at Sam, like pretending like he was drunk.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah.
When
The
she
brawl
like trips
scene,
the
yeah.
guy. Oh my god, it's very Tortuga. What are your initial thoughts on Selena, like just as a character?
She dumb.
Oh,
She's okay.
love her.
That came out very harsh. I like her a lot. I like that she's very confident, but also gets like knocked down a few pegs sometimes. She's like, oh.
She gets humbled a lot.
Yeah, she gets humbled a lot. I like her though a lot. but she also makes some very poor decisions and is just very stupid when it comes in regards to Arabin.
Literally,
in
okay.
particular.
So it's interesting because she's such a badass, but I think her downfall is that she's like weirdly trusting. I think that's like a character flaw that she has, but she's such a badass. Other than that it's like frustrating to see her be that dumb.
But
with
then at
other
the same
stuff.
time, I also realized that she's like 16. I always age them up in my head, but I'm like, they're
I
actually
always
children.
assume they're like my age.
Yeah, she's naive, I guess. I shouldn't be like, she dumb, but
It's weird though. It might just be like an author like writing situation, but like she's naive with some things, but then she's also like this master like schemer badass. So it's like in a way it doesn't match. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
she's always like, I'm the best, but I'm like, maybe like skill-wise, but like logistically speaking and thinking things through, I don't think she's the best yet, but we shall see. She freed the slaves.
She freed the slaves. I loved the scene where she's on the boat
Oh,
and asked if
yeah,
anyone
wait,
spoke
that was a good
English.
scene.
And
There was
nobody fessed up to it except for this like one old dude, and then like later on when
Yeah.
she goes back, all like young
his
brute
name
guys were
was
like speaking English.
Dia,
too.
and he was the only one that was like, yeah, I can speak the common tongue. And she was like, okay, and then they all started speaking up, and she was like, really?
The old dude.
That was
the
a
big
good
one.
scene. I did like that scene.
And then just like the image of Sam like running to the tower to drop the gate. I enjoyed that whole
yeah,
execution of the plan. What would you rate the first novella out of 5?
3, just in the middle. I
I give
think.
it a 4. I really enjoyed that one actually.
Yeah, you liked that one more than me.
Yeah, I really liked it.
I did not like it. I enjoyed it. 3 is a good review for me. I say 3.5 for my ranking.
Oh, she changed
Yeah,
it.
I changed. The next
Oh my
story,
goodness.
they have them all
Look
listed.
how many
back.
notes she has. There you go.
No, it's
Found
not. You
it.
skipped it. You did not find it.
Oh, it's the healer.
Yes,
Okay.
the assassin and the healer. It's because it's like 2 pages long.
Okay. This one
That pissed
boring.
me off. You thought it was boring?
I didn't like this
Okay,
one.
this one was my least favorite, the healer one, but I liked it because who doesn't like girls like taking down stupid creepy men?
Yeah, it was very girl power.
It was like these nasty old dudes harassing like the barmaid, but she
Irene.
taught her like self-defense. Selena taught her like self-defense and stuff. And so they like took down all these like little creepy crying men, and I was like, gotta love that.
I mean, when you put it that way.
It was the shortest novella, so there wasn't like much plot going on. So I assume
Yeah,
like
the action was just not a lot of action. So
I said Irene, is that right? Irene?
Irene,
The main person that she met in this one, she's on her way to like her punishment from Arabin for freeing the slaves. of the last
Selena
one.
is.
She's kind of held up in this nasty, dank town for a few days until like the next ship is off, right? Until like
Yeah.
so that she can get to the Red Desert. She's at this tavern where she meets Irene, who's the barmaid. The main thing with her is you kind of figure out she comes from a family of healers. And so I thought that was interesting because I know that's definitely going to come into play later. And she introduces like the idea that there's witches, and she makes them sound terrifying. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that in the future. But yeah, that was basically it. She taught her like some self-defense.
I think it was another good story as far as like showing that Selena has like empathy and a heart and like actually really does want to help good people.
Yeah.
Because being an assassin throughout the series, I feel like people question her.
Do you want to give your rating for the healer?
2.85.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 3.
You were acting like you liked the healer one and then you give it a 3.
There just wasn't much. It was like 20 pages. The next one was The Assassin and the Desert. And this one was definitely my favorite. Oh my god, the silent thing was
The
going
dance,
too.
the dance.
Yeah. We will get to that.
Oh. My bad.
Arabin beat the crap out of her because he was mad that she ruined, like, he wanted to deal
slave
with
deal.
slaves. Yeah, she ruined that and freed them
As she
instead.
should.
So he beat the crap out of her and had, like, Sam, her friend, like, held back, like, watching. And her punishment was to go to this keep of silent assassins in the Red Desert and learn from the Mute Master and get his blessing or something.
Yeah. Do you think Arabin just had like the wrong idea about who the desert assassin people were? Because I didn't feel like that was the punishment.
I know, it wasn't bad at all.
Like, you already trained her to be an assassin. Why is it like
Yeah.
now a punishment for her to get more training?
He's
I
probably
didn't
just
get
like, run in sand dudes, you'll hate your life.
Yeah.
She made a friend.
it. She made a friend.
And you could tell she was so excited to make a friend. She was like, I never make friends. She was all excited. But her friend turns
Ansel.
out, Yeah, to be a betrayer of sorts. She thought about Sam a lot in the desert.
Yes.
That was like when she was starting to be like,
And when she was getting beat
up.
up, she was like not fully there, and so like she's trying to remember something he was like shouting.
Yeah.
And in the desert, she's like reflecting a lot and trying to remember and can't remember, and is like thinking about Sam a lot, which is funny because she acts like she hates him, and we all know that she did not hate him.
Or she saw Elias or someone and she was like, oh, he's dreamy, but is he as dreamy as Sam? And she's like, wait, let's not think that Sam was dreaming.
We finally get to the part where Selena is remembering what Sam actually said when he was like shouting when she was getting beat up, and he was saying, I'll kill you to Arabin.
I'll kill ya! I'll kill ya!
Which obviously is showing that there's like a contentious relationship there between Sam and Arabin.
Back to the silent dancing.
It was like a silent disco.
There's like a party that they have. Yeah, it was totally a silent disco.
They don't speak, and there was no music at this party,
But
they
they were
were
all
dancing,
dancing.
so I don't understand what was going on with that.
It was like this.
Elias comes in, and I'm just like,
Elias comes in.
you charmed me.
You've charmed me.
It's a book, there's no visual, the dude doesn't talk.
And Gary's like, yes. But so was I. I was like, yes, no, because I knew she also liked Sam.
Yeah, I was loyal to Sam, but
Yeah.
actually I wasn't that loyal. I was
No,
like,
I
you
was-
should kiss him. Because she turns him down, and I was like,
He was cool. He was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, he was cool, dude.
Yeah, he was super nice. See, that's why I liked him.
Yeah. Charmed.
Charmed.
Selena finds out that there's a sect of the silent assassins that might be working for this evil dude. He was like, I heard some silent assassins were working for this guy who had a stroke. I heard that some of the silent, oh my god, I can't speak. I heard that some of the silent assassins.
I heard that some of the silent assassins.
So kind of dank too. Anyway, I heard that some of the silent assassins were working for this bad guy. This bad guy's been attacking their like little keep for a while now, like just little planned attacks trying to kill the mute master.
I don't know the
What are they
motive.
trying to-
Ansel's been at this keep for like years, and always like the whole point of being here was to get trained by like the head honcho guy. And he never trains Ansel, and so Selena's
For, like,
been
years.
there for like a month, not even a month yet, and she gets invited to train with the head assassin guy. So Ansel like picks a fight with her and is all jealous, and so then Selena says some things that aren't very nice, and they fight. And at the end of the night, because they're roommates,
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Ansel comes in and they kind of seem like they're making amends a little bit, and Ansel gives her like tea, which I knew immediately was sus. And so then Selena ends up waking up in the desert like, I was just drugged.
What the?
And then there's a note from Ansel.
yeah, saying,
says-
this is the mute master's blessing, be on your merry way.
Yeah. Which
Or they kicked you out.
obviously
Yeah.
was a lie. Like, I don't know, goes back to Selena just like blindly trusting the people she cares about. I don't know why it took her so long to realize that was
Yeah.
not what was happening.
She took way too long, but then she
Yeah.
finally was like, wait a minute, and heads back to the keep because she realizes
And it's
that
like
they're
completely
probably
under attack by
yeah.
those like other people.
She runs and storms. She gets her way to where the mute master would be, and she sees Mikhail dead on the floor, like.
That was
And
so
she
heartbreaking.
sees Elias, and then the mute master also like in a paralyzed state because he was
Yeah.
also poisoned, with Ansel above him, trying to kill him, which means that she freaking killed Mikhail.
She killed her
Which was
boyfriend
her love
and was so
interest.
heartless about it, and he loved her so much, and it's so sad.
Yeah, literally like sliced
She
without any care in the world.
She was wrong for that.
But Selena saves the mute master from Ansel, gives Ansel like an easy out almost. She's like, you can leave now and you have this much time, otherwise I'm going to kill you. And
She gave her like 20 minutes to get out of the keep
Yeah.
or something, and then she doesn't shoot the arrow until it's 21 minutes, which basically she
let
gave
her
her an
go,
extra
yeah.
minute to let her go.
I'm surprised that she still wanted to be friends after
Yeah,
that. I would
I
have been
agree.
like, screw you.
I didn't know her that long.
Then the mute master's like, thank you, and gives her like treasures to pay back her debts to her main assassin leader
Yeah,
dude,
that's-
Arvin.
That's what I mean about like, did Arabin like not understand who these people are? Because these like this Red Keep assassin people in the Red Desert were so nice.
The mute master was nice. He liked Selena, and I think she needed that confidence boost.
I like to think all the assassins are like Robin Hood, like they only kill like the bad guys. Like I don't think that's a thing.
What's your score?
I give this one 4.5. I think.
I give this one 4.
I'll match it, 4 and 4.
Yeah.
The training in the beginning got a little boring for a second, I felt like.
Yeah.
Your note is, I would kill Arabin right here for taking his damn time.
The assassin in the underworld is next. I liked this one for the sole fact that it's kind of like what her life's been. She was just laughing at my note. Because she hands Arabin, I think, her like
the
letter of
approval
from the mute master, and he just takes it, but like continues doing like his other crap and
he's like
ignoring
her
for like 20 minutes. And I was like, I would literally kill him right there. He's so freaking annoying. For some reason, she still wants his approval for everything.
Do you remember Syrio Forel from Game of Thrones? For some reason, I imagine Arabin to look like that guy, but like evil, obviously.
You know what? I can see it.
But he's supposed to still be kind of young.
Yeah, he's like
in his early 30s. He's like my age.
30. She gets back, she gives him the letter, and he's kind of like, oh my god, I'm sorry for like beating you up, and giving her all these like lavish gifts and stuff.
And she accepts them.
She accepts them. The mute master gave her all this gold to pay off her debts to this dude so she can be like free, and she took like her good old time even trying to...
I don't think that was a bad idea. That kind of a person seems like you don't just be like, I paid myself off, bye. Like, it seems like they'd be pissed off that you like got away from their clutches and would like do something. Like, I don't blame her for taking her time to like
I would
make
have
that
wanted
reveal.
to be free immediately.
I wouldn't have told him right away either. I'd be like, how do I play this so that I can like actually leave and he doesn't like kill me
Yeah.
because I'm trying to leave him or something, you know?
Yeah, I agree to an extent.
Her reunion with Sam.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I love this one for the sole reason that it was definitely like her and Sam's love story
Yeah.
novella, which also makes it more heartbreaking when you get to the end.
I don't want to talk about it yet.
She freaking annoys me here too because
What
she
happened?
gets back and she's mean to Sam. It's because Lysandra came out of his room and she was like, oh,
Yeah.
I hate her.
Lysandra she's like not even a prostitute yet. She's like because she's young and
Mhm.
she's like, they're training her.
She's getting ready
Which is
for
like
her
the
video.
worst.
Yeah.
Like, be nice to poor Lysandra, even though she was like annoying.
She is little and
Yeah.
probably being taken.
They definitely don't make Lysandra likable, that's for sure.
Arvin gives her a new mission, and it's to kill this dude who's trying to make a slave route through
And he's like
the city.
icky.
He's like a dude that's into like the brothel life
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff. Selena is like, okay, I'll do it. The people that are trying to like build this road have come into town, and they're having all these like lavish parties and stuff because they want people to be on board and excited. And at one of the parties,
It's like a masquerade.
yeah, which she told me that there's 2 characters that show up in it that are later scenes, so I tabbed it, which I think is cool. I
If
love
you
when
know,
they
you
do
know.
that. That was something
Yeah.
notable. But what did crack me up was that Selena was dancing and
She's,
she
like,
caught like
partying
the
up,
guy's
yeah.
eye across the room and was like, and she looks over and Sam's like, like not having it at all. He's like, stop it. Oh, and it was right after he had given her the sheet music. He like bribed the musicians to get her the sheet music that she was like so obsessed that the musicians were playing like a few nights ago, and that was so cute. I love that she randomly plays the pianoforte. That's like Dara's painting.
Painting, oh my god.
What? If
That's
you read
funny.
A Court of Thorns and Roses, you know. Anyway, the big reveal at the end of this was that the guy that Arabin hired her to kill that she thought was making this new slave route trade thing was actually a good guy, and he was creating actually like safe houses and trying to get people that were on board with like saving people.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
Arabin is a shit.
Why did she think he would do a 180 like that after he was trying to do slave deals?
She
like,
thought
in the
he
first...
was groveling to
Ah,
her.
she's so stupid.
But she's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a note saying no. Oh, because Sam was like, well, I care what you think of me. I care enough that I stayed at this disgusting party just for you, and I care enough that I'd attend 1,000 more like it so I can spend a few hours with you when you aren't looking at me like I'm not worth the dirt beneath your shoes. See, she was being so mean to him and he loved her.
The sewer with the
Oh!
water.
Sam and Selena also like get together. He tells her he loves her.
She doesn't say it back.
He was like, if you had to pick between Arabin and I, you would pick Arabin. And she was like, you idiot, I'd
Yeah.
pick you. So my note says, kicking my feet. There was a good scene where she got captured by the dude she was trying to like kill.
The guy
bodyguard.
they caught Selena and they threw her into the sewers and like locked the door. There was like a festival the week before and they like flood the sewers to clean out the
they, like,
streets.
cleanse them.
And so they like locked her down there while that rush of water was coming through. So this chick is drowning in sewer water.
Nasty poo doo-doo caca water.
Smell that? Fish.
That's what I perceived it to
What
be.
she said.
So
It was nasty as hell, and she's like at the grate and it's like filling up, and then Sam gets
she had to like bathe herself 50 gajillion times. She was like vomiting up food to like cleanse her innards.
that was a visual.
And with that,
The 2023
that leads us to the last book where they want to destroy all your hopes and dreams.
rating for the Underworld.
3.5.
What did I give the other ones?
Who did it? It was totally the couch, I swear to God.
That was very suspicious. I would give this a 4.5. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I changed what I said. The Pirate wasn't my favorite. This one I think was my favorite.
Yeah, I would say 3.5.
I read Throne of Glass first, and it's like right out the gate she talks about how Sam's dead. And so reading this entire book, I was like, don't get attached. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
And I couldn't help it.
I didn't read the series before, but I still knew he was gonna die.
Okay. Okay, but that was your fault, but it was also my fault, but it was your fault. She was like, I'm a book purist. I'm gonna read it in the order in which they were released. So she changed the tune. So I told her, why did I tell you that?
I don't know. But anyway, I knew, so I was also anticipating it, even though I read this one first.
I'm mad
So
at
it is very frustrating because you're trying not to get attached, but he's so cute.
But he's so sweet.
He is really cute. So that the last one is The Assassin of the Empire, and that's his death novella, of course.
We won't pretend that one don't
It
exist.
starts in the present time with her like in shackles, and you're like, oh damn.
Someone damn.
She got caught. She's like some sort of prisoner. And then it goes back in time like 11 days, and her and Sam have gotten free from Arabin.
She paid her debt, and then she also paid Sam's debt. And they're trying to figure out how to start their own assassin business and just get out of town because they know that Arabin's gonna be pissed. Which is what I freaking said earlier. So there you go.
You could tell Selena still has like a weird attachment to Arabin.
She totally does, yeah. So she's like dragging her feet about leaving, and Sam's like,
why?
we gotta leave, homie.
For what? And for
Should've
why?
listened to freaking Sam and just pieced out.
They're scrounging, trying to, get money so they're able to leave. And
Yeah.
Sam comes home one day and is like, I found a client. It's gonna pay really good money because it's to get these two people that are like really notorious criminals.
Notorious, like sadistic, awful criminals. Yeah.
Like best torturers.
Yeah.
Kind of nasties. And Selena was like, who's the client? And he was like, I don't know. And I was like, right then and there, you should freaking know that it's probably Arabin. Did you know that? Like,
Oh, yeah,
Okay. I was like,
obviously.
is it that blatantly obvious for everyone?
Was that bad writing? Because that seems like if you're like a top tier assassin, that seems like you wouldn't have fallen for that. I don't know. That's just me.
I will say, I like this author in particular. Her writing is not the best, obviously.
Yeah.
But she's good at storytelling.
Yeah.
That's like her
Yeah.
strength. For that like point, like you said, she's young and she's just blindly trusting to people. Like Arabin's supposedly like a father figure to her in some weird way. He's like family to her, which he shouldn't be.
Sam and Selena are starting to kind of have like a little bit of a power struggle, I think. I would say that's what it is. Like Sam is like, why do you always have control of like what we do when we do it? Like you have all this money set aside, you paid my debt, like you are the one that's gonna be able to afford us getting out of here. Like let me just do this one and feel like I'm contributing. So that's why Sam doesn't want her to like help. I know.
Both assassins just go together.
Yeah. So that's like kind of part of the power dynamic. He's like, you're not letting me do anything. Just let me have this one thing. She helps like slightly scouting and stuff, but he's gonna go do like the main kill.
It should have been like 4 shots tops, easy. He should have been back within the hour. And then comes the series of chapters where she's just waiting and the hours are passing by and
it's so
she
sad,
falls
'cause-
asleep
and
and then
we
wakes
know-
up like, oh, how much time has passed? And like so much time has passed that you're like, oh, this is the time.
Yeah.
He's not coming home. And she's starting to panic a little bit. And she finally goes looking for him, and she doesn't find him, goes back home, and who is at her home? Freaking Arabin, and he's like, I'm sorry. And it's like, frick!
Yeah.
Ah! And so, so frustrating, you have no idea.
I cried. They were like, he was tortured for hours.
Like all night.
They took his eyeballs out.
His
fingers were bent in all wrong directions. His skin was flayed off of him. Like, it was so brutal, and he was so sweet, and it destroyed me. So there was a scene when she first brings Sam to her like sneaky hidden apartment that she didn't think anyone knew was there, and she likes the finer things in life, and she had these like really fancy soaps. One day Sam takes a shower and comes out smelling like her lavender soap, and she's like, excuse me, that is my fancy soap. It is expensive. You use the cheap soap over there. And so when she goes to see his dead body, he smells like the cheap soap.
And she was like, oh my god. That moment killed her as well.
It killed me. Yeah. And so then she just like lays with his dead body for like hours until she falls asleep. Arabin comes to her and is like, we're gonna get revenge, and this is my plan. And go ahead, because I'm still distraught.
He acts like they're gonna go take out the people that did this to him. Selena's over here like, I want to get my revenge. So how dare you keep me locked up in this room? So she finds a way to escape the room to go catch up with like Arabin for this kill. When she gets to the place, once again, another reason she's big dum dum. The window's like wide open and inviting, no guards around. And she's like, oh, how
Perfect!
nice, easy. And she crawls in, and they're having like a whole meeting with a bunch of like guards and like two people she's trying to kill. So she's like, yes, it's my time. And she slaughters the whole crowd. She slaughters one of the big head honchos.
The other guy has like a little shit-eating grin.
Yeah, the whole time he like could care less that his second-hand man just like got slaughtered.
No, he was the second hand. She
She got
the head guy.
She got the head dude, the second-hand man, which is like,
and the
he's
second
like,
hand. The second hand is like the sadistic one that like tortured Sam and was like the target, right?
Yeah.
Of that whole mission anyway. So people come out of the woodwork
and she
with
notices
smoke.
they're wearing masks.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, hell. Because then she realizes
They're
that
like poisoning
she's getting
her.
smoked
She's
out.
getting knocked out. Yeah.
The guy had the nastiest grin on his face because this was his plan with Arabin.
And it was a
And
setup.
it was
What
his
a
deal
surprise.
to kill Sam for Arabin, and Arabin was going to make him the new like leader, head honcho. Obviously, Arabin and Sam had a rift between them because of Selena, because Arabin knew that Sam loved Selena, and Sam, since he loved Selena, was like, Arabin, you are the worst thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. And then Arabin is protective of his assets, and Selena is literally like who he's claiming he wants to be the heir to like everything that he has. So he sees Sam as someone like taking Selena away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's just blatantly obvious that he'd want to axe Sam. And the last line of like the book too, Rourke Farron, he was like, why did you want us to kill Sam or whatever? And he was like, because I don't like people having control over my possessions.
Yeah.
It was a big surprise. We all saw it coming.
Selena.
Except for Selena. The king comes and they say she's going to be on trial and then probably slaughtered the next day. But then the king of Otterland comes and he's like, actually, no, we're going to put her in slavery. A nice full circle moment because that was exactly what she was trying to stop in the beginning.
Yeah, and which was Arabin's plan. You thought, I'm gonna make you a slave now.
That one I thought was one of the better novellas as well. I would rate it 4.25.
I'll say 4.5. The last two almost felt like it could have been one.
Honestly, we were talking about how this is weird that it was in like novella form because it kind of read as one full story. There was no like it was very
some
cohesive.
jump cuts in the big earlier ones,
but it followed the same line. There was just some like time jumps. But it was good. I thought like as of now, I'm glad that I read it first because I feel like I'll have better knowledge of how Selena is.
Yeah, I
as
think
a
if I
character.
read it first, I would have enjoyed the first two Throne of Glass books more.
Yeah.
I read Assassin's Blade on accident in the romantic order.
Mm-hmm.
So I read it right before Queen of Shadows, and that's where like some characters start popping up again. So I think that was a really good place to put it as well, because like the Sam emotion was fresh in my mind.
I'm excited to catch up to you because she's way ahead of me. It kills me that she knows so much and I don't. I'm excited because I know that like the world gets a lot more vast. Let us know if you have similar thoughts or not to us.
This was our first book review, so this was probably...
This was so chaotic. And
very
all over the
chaotic.
place.
I don't know if the energy was there the whole time.
Okay, bye.
Bye.